This is your boy Leon D. We're going to talk about a lot of things on this podcast, primarily food. I like to talk about food a lot, but we're going to talk about food around the world. We're going to talk about some other things that's going to touch your heart or make you mad. It really don't matter, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you about it though. DJ Leon D. Peace. Let's get it on. This is your boy DJ Leon D. Let me tell you about something that happened to me when I went to Alaska. Yeah, I went to Alaska for about 2 weeks. And Alaska, the food is disappointing. I was in Anchorage, and I was in a town called Talkeetna. Let me tell you about Anchorage. You go to Alaska, and when you drive around and look around, you see a lot of huge animals. I'm talking about from moose, which is big as hell, to elk, to bear, to all kind of stuff. Now, let me tell you the part about Alaska, the food I did not like. Well, actually, there was nothing I really liked about Alaska food because Alaska don't really have any indigenous food. You see a moose big as hell, weighing 1,000 pounds or something, some big number. You go to restaurants and there is no Alaskan food. I'm talking about they say we got steakhouse. The only food that I can truly say that was Alaskan and was good was the salmon. Salmon is top notch. I'm not gonna lie about that. Halibut is not bad, but even with the salmon, it's just the same salmon I can get here. It's no special seasoning, nothing great about it. A lot of it's dried out. The native Alaskans, they like to dry food out and stuff. And I understand why because it lasts forever. When you dry it out, but Anchorage, they didn't even have decent steakhouses. And now, don't get me wrong, they have a few, and they advertise the hell out of them. But I didn't see a cow. I didn't see a cow the entire time I was in Alaska. When I was in Anchorage, I didn't see a cow at all. And yet they advertise. They advertise steak like it's native. No, 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 no. If I want a steak, I would take my ass to Texas. Yeah, that's what it's. Omaha, Nebraska. I would go to a steak grazing state because Alaska is not it. I saw these big old moose running around. And I'm thinking I'm gonna get some moose meat or something that's native to Alaska. No, that's not how it works. They got lots of seafood. Don't get me wrong. They got great crabs and a lot of this stuff. But I wanted some Old Bay on mine. I didn't see none of that. So the problem is that you have this big old state with a lot of animals. Matter of fact, they got more moose running around than they got people. Alaska is not a very populated state. And nothing wrong with that because I like a little quietness too. But it's just that the whole thing is so weird because there's no moose booty running around on a plate or no. I don't know what to eat outside of seafood. I really don't know. I don't know what Alaskans eat because we walked around in Anchorage. We saw all the restaurants. There was no moose on anybody's menu or anything running around like that. But yet, every souvenir they have got a moose on it. I'm thinking, it's got 4 hoofs. Why are we not eating that? I don't know why. Because I was just thinking that, man, I can eat the hell out of that. No problem at all. But nope, nope, nope. And then more moose die per year than people. So I'm thinking, you got a lot of moose around here dying. Why don't we just slap one of them up, put them on a smoker and see what happens. That's what I was thinking the whole time I was there. But no, 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 no. They offer you seafood. They offer you steak. And they love mashed potatoes. I can tell you right now they love potatoes. But my whole thing. Oh, and the other thing they love too is Sonic. They got one Sonic in a city called Wasilla. Everybody from the entire state, the state bigger than Texas by far, tends to go there. And they act like it's something, it's like an In-N-Out burger coming to the East Coast. It ain't worth the hype. The food is not very good. I know that because I've seen people eating it. I'm like, hey, how good is this? And not very good. But my point is, you go to Anchorage, you need to go there full. Have your belly full. because it's not worth it. It was just strange that they had these big old animals. I even was dying for some bear meat. Just I don't care if it's roadkill. It could be roadkill. Just slice one of them up and see what bear meat tastes like. But the other thing too I noticed about Alaska, I don't know what the native Alaskans eat. They got different tribes or different sectors of people. I don't know what they eat, but I know they should have been eating. They should have been eating the damn moose, because I was just looking at every menu online in the restaurants, and I just knew they was gonna have something. They could even have a bison. Now, bisons aren't native to Alaska, but I would have ate the hell out of one though, because I like bison. But I was thinking I'm gonna get some moose. I'm gonna get some other things here. No, not at all. Didn't get none of that. Pretty pissed off about the whole thing too. I didn't get none of that. So to say I was disappointed is an understatement, because I know for a fact that Alaskan, they got something that they eat. Everybody ain't eating fish every day, every meal, all day. Now, if they're gonna have fish, they could have fish and grits. I've been down with that. Nope, they had fish and potatoes. So I was just I was just underwhelmed by the food they eat. They don't have anything I can't get here. Put it that way. They have nothing special. But like I said, seafood was good, but it just wasn't seasoning. It wasn't seasoned very good by my standards. They put a little pepper on it, a little salt, and that's it. That's it. Ain't no Old Bay. Ain't no any kind of hot sauce or anything on it. And I'm not a hot sauce person, but I could imagine just I did have some glazed salmon that wasn't bad, but glaze is just sugar. I mean, that's just sugar. So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna make my day. But and then they charge you a lot too. I know wages are high in Alaska, but damn, you got all the fish in the world. You own the damn ocean. You got the Bering Sea with all the crabs in it and all these other type of fish in it. You think it'd be cheap? You think anybody can run around and just snap up a couple of crabs? But it's expensive. Alaska is a very expensive state when it comes to food, and I didn't understand why. I don't mind paying a lot of money if the food's great, but I don't want to pay a lot for really nothing. And I felt like I was doing that because I'm like, I get a bigger portion of wild salmon at Costco in the lower 48 than I do in Alaska. In Alaska, hell, you ain't got to do a lot of work to get salmon. They jump right into your basket. They jump into your net. Oh yeah, they jump right in there. It's almost like they're happy to see you. And they're big too. And so I'm thinking, I just got to put a net out here. They're going to jump into it. I can run and sell it. How much work is that? It's not like you burning really any gas to go get the salmon. So, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, how much work does it take when he's jumping into your net? Yeah, that's not a lot of work. It's not a lot of fun. But, you think about it, you don't need to buy a fishing rod. You don't need to buy any bait. You ain't got to burn no gas. And they jumping into my net? What the hell, man? I'm just winning. I just don't see how you're losing doing that. But they charge you a lot. And I'm like, hold it. The fish doing all the damn work. How much work is you doing outside of gutting him, cleaning him, and really spending 2 minutes to put him on a smoker or oven or whatever you want to do? It's not like fish take a long time to cook. And these fish were kind of thick too. They were thick. I mean, they were cooked great. They just wasn't seasoned great. So that's the big deal right there. You don't get the seasoning you get in the lower 48. Just put it that way. And every restaurant, some of them even have salmon on the menu. I don't know how that's possible. Now, the only way it's possible, even though it's out of season, everybody had it, because salmon is like early late spring, early summer. But everybody had it. And I'm sure they all cook it a different way. That's what makes each restaurant unique. But and then I went to the city called Talkeetna. There ain't shit to eat there. The town is really one street. I have no clue why the cruise ship or why the cruise line Holland America, why they took us there. I have no clue because it was a total waste of a day and a half of my life. And don't think about trying to get breakfast. That's not going to work at all. Don't think about trying to get breakfast. There's no place to eat breakfast at all. I was so glad the damn bus left at 8 o'clock in the morning. The bus kind of forces you to eat in the hotel because you ain't got time to go nowhere else. Now, they did have a bus run to Talkeetna every like 20 minutes, every 30 minutes. But it's not enough time to go to any place and get some food when they open at 8 o'clock and the bus leaves at 9 o'clock. And you think you'll spend 40 minutes going back and forth. We did have a good burger there. Matter of fact, a lot of places in Alaska had burgers. And I was kind of stunned by that. Because like I said, I know why the restaurants are expensive because they got to fly in everything. Because if it ain't, matter of fact, even the salmon was expensive. But they fly, maybe the seasoning costs a lot of money or the lack of. But they don't sit there and give you a whole lot of anything. Nope, they don't do none of that kind of stuff. So that's why it costs a couple of dollars, But at the same time, if you want some good Alaskan food, get it in Seattle. Get it in Seattle. They got halibut running everywhere, and the food is reasonable. Even though the wages are very high, Alaska wages are very high too. But like I said, I didn't understand why things cost so much money in Alaska. Every restaurant I went to, you're gonna drop, $100, for two people, because you're gonna end up eating salmon, or if you want a good steak, you're gonna drop a lot more. You can drop a lot more than that if you want a good steak. So it's all up to you what you want to do in Alaska. But my expectations, and I'll tell you this, don't go there thinking that you're gonna have some good food. That's not what's gonna happen. You're gonna have the same food you get in the States, and it's not gonna be as good, but it's gonna cost you a lot more. And I don't know what the Alaska minimum wage is, but I'm thinking it's got to be around $15. Maybe $10 to $15 an hour. Matter of fact, everything in Alaska is expensive now. I think about it. Even the damn gas was expensive, and they are a gas producing state. They pump the hell out of all the gas down in Valdez. Somebody can tap in there and get a few gallons for the local people. But gas costs more than Alaska than it does in the state of Maryland or Virginia. And it could be that the taxes or whatever it is, but they give money back to their residents every year. So I'm thinking they give you a free check every year. Why is it so expensive? I had no clue why. But like I said, you go there and Anchorage just is not a food city. I didn't see not one food truck at all. And they have a few stores. It's kind of like a Costco, but it's a lot smaller. But they sell everything in bulk, and they do that because you may not get to the store again for a few weeks, especially if it snows a lot. And it don't snow as much as it used to. But one of the things that I did find intriguing about Alaska, one of the things I liked a lot about it was that you can find food every other store as far as restaurants go. They got a lot of restaurants, but they're small in square footage. They are very, very small, and I didn't like them at all. So that's Alaska for you. It ain't a whole lot to say good, like I said. And one thing I know about Alaska too, they don't have a lot of kids menus. When you go to a restaurant, normally it says, here go the adults, you go to entrees, blah, blah, blah. And then it says you go to the kids section. I didn't see a lot of kids section. It could be because, there's not something that, everything they buy is big and bulky, so they don't really get kids size or anything. It could be that they don't get a lot of kids size, because I didn't see a lot of fast food joints either. I saw a couple McDonald's and a couple Burger Kings and that, but I didn't see a bunch of them. Not like a typical stateside city of Anchorage. Anchorage has got like half the people in Alaska, and I didn't see a lot of kids. Period. Now that I think about it, and there could be a lot of reasons for that. Because nobody knows how dumb your kid is until you let them outside. So you keep them in the house. So you keep them in the house. So like I said, this is your boy DJ Leon D. If you want some good food, don't go to Anchorage. Don't go to Anchorage. Matter of fact, don't even go to Alaska unless you strictly want seafood or crabs. Well, it's crabs and seafood. But unless you want seafood, don't mess around in Alaska because your ass gonna starve. And the same thing I get in the States, I can get in Alaska, and it's a lot cheaper in the States, so that you don't have to worry about going broke because Alaska is pricey as hell. Now, one thing that was not pricey was drinks. Drinks were very, very cheaper than the States. And I'm thinking of a state with a lot of alcoholics. It just amazes me that drinks are cheap, but food is expensive. Normally it's the other way around. Food usually is cheap and drinks are expensive. But in Alaska, it's just the reverse. It's just the reverse. So this is your boy DJ Leon D saying that's my take on Alaska.